The 60 mini final, it never fails to disappoint. We will race over 10 laps. It's been a brilliant week of racing. Emanuele Olivieri will start on pole position for the final. He wasn't the fastest qualifier. Indra Peschel was on Friday, 48 hours ago. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of 60 Mini so far this week here at ADRIA. When you were 10 years of age, did your BMX go at 85 k's an hour? That was the average speed that Indra Peschel took pole position with in time practice on Friday, lapping at a time of 53.846 for the baby race team in 5:04. The driver who dominated the first round of the championship at Lonato also has been in stunning form, as has Davide Bottaro, the Italian flying the flag for the home nation for the AV racing team in the 6:04 Paralin. Christian Karstoya, do not discount the Spaniard in 5:27 for the Paralin team. A fantastic week, practice, time qualifying, and we raced 38 heats. We've got 220 drivers representing 48 nations racing here at round 2 of the WSK Euro Series here at ADRIA. The karts are on the grid. We'll take a look at it for you in just a moment. The final to be raced over 10 laps. And as you can see, the graphic to the right of your screen, top right, it was there a moment ago. I'll tell you, in case you missed it, one lap is 1.3 kilometres. So we'll race, obviously, 13 kilometres as you look at the pole sitter to the left of your screen, Emanuele Olivieri. For the Formula K junior team, he will start out of pole position, the Italian who took that amazing victory at Sarno in the Supermaster Series, where we will race in 2 weeks' time, the final round of the Euro Series, 5:15 to the right of your screen, 5:27 from Sepulvedra in Galicia. It's Christian Karstoya for the Paralin Motorsport team. Immediately ahead of Davide Bottaro, his teammate, the fastest qualifier. This is Indra Peschel from the Czech Republic for Team Baby Race. Starting out of grid 3 alongside Davide Bottaro. Indra Peschel in 5:04, Davide Bottaro in 6:04, both in Paralin karts made by the Paralin Motorsport team in Bassano del Grappa, not too far from here. This is Dean Hugendorn in the Alonso kart for the Kiddix Driver Academy of Alessandro Levrati and former Formula 2 driver Natalia Kowalska. The Dutch boy out of grid 5 alongside Alfie Slater, the second of the 5 Slater siblings. 5:12 in the kart, full of energy. Grid 6 for Slater, Jacopo Martinezzi, Team CMT. Out of grid 7 is the Italian in the TM-powered Paralin. He's alongside Vladimir Ivaninkov, the Russian for Team Drago Kos, 5:90. Have you ever known a Russian to be anything other than super cool? Vladimir Ivaninkov. Look for him to sweep around the outside off the start. This is Oliver Schinmark from Sweden. In the Paralin Motorsport entry, 5:26. On grid 5, alongside the Colombian Matias Oruela. Grid 10 for the South American. And just seeing in the background, that is the Australian driver, Griffin Peebles, who's consistently been in the top 5 for team driver. Starting out of grid 11, we'll take a look at the grid. All 34 karts in just a moment as we wait for the green flag for the start of the final round 2 of the WSK Euro Series here at ADRIA. So it is Olivieri starting on pole position alongside Karstoya. Indra Peschel, Davide Bottaro on the second row of the grid. Dean Hugendorn, Alfie Slater, Jacopo Martinezzi, Vladimir Ivaninkov. Oliver Schinmark is alongside Matias Oruela. We go to the 6th row of the grid for team driver. It is the driver from Melbourne, Australia, Griffin Peebles, alongside the Romanian for Gold Star Racing, David Cosmo Christopher. Matic Prescia, Dries van Langedong, Enzo Tarvanishko, Filippo Pancotti, Joel Pajola in the energy. Alp Aksoy from Turkey and Nicholas Schaufler, the Austrian, alongside the Swede Scott Lindblom. Elliot Kaczynski, also from Sweden, alongside the Slovenian Alexander Bogunovic. Kiki Ossaron, Julius Ochepa, Mariano Lopez, Oliver Polochko, Billy Van Stavra, Mattia Prescionotto, Oscar Alife on debut is the American in WSK. And then the Spaniard, it's Sandro, not Sergio Perez from the third last row of the grid. Bernard Gaspar, Jose Maria Germano, Luka Fetarenko, and Alexei Yaremi. The two Ukrainians on the 17th row of the grid. Luka 517 for Team Gamoto, and Alexei Yaremi 613 from outside Kiev, not Kiev exactly, somewhere over near the Polish-Ukrainian border. Starts out of grid 34, so we've got Formula K on pole position and also out of grid 34. Here is the pole sitter, Emanuele Olivieri, second in the series on 116 points. We'll keep an eye on the virtual championship. Indra Peschel is the series leader on 142. Critically, Peschel starts on the inside second row. The series leader behind the driver who is closest to him in the championship. Enzo, 94 points. Here's the tie, but starts way back on the 8th row of the grid. Bernard Gaspar, the Hungarian, raises the arm just to acknowledge the drivers around him. We're ready for the start. The WSK Euro Series here in the north of Italy. Olivieri, the Italian, on home turf, on pole position. Welcome to ADRIA. Welcome to the mini final. And we race. Costoya, he's immediately lost 1, 2, potentially even 3 positions. Not the best start for the Spaniard, who many are tipping as the favourite for the final this afternoon. Great start by Olivieri. Goes P1 in the Formula K kart. Right behind him, as predicted, Indra Peschel for Team Baby Race. That's him in second place. Dean Hugendorn from grid 5 up into third, so the car starting first, third and fifth on the grid. Now run 1, 2, 3. That's Jacopo Martinez in position 4. Before I even finish the sentence, it's made redundant as Jacopo Martinez is passed and he's back to 6th place. Costoya trying to recover something. He's the Spaniard after a messy start. He's outside the top 3 as Olivieri leads the field down through the chicane for the first time. Under the bridge goes the Formula K car, a clean start to the mini final here this afternoon. Dean now up into second place, goes by Indra Peschel. Bottaro, Costoya, Martinez, Slater slides back to 7th place. Not the best start for the English driver as Indra tries to attack, and Olivieri says no, closes the door. The track is so wide, 12 meters in parts. These karts are tiny, but incredibly he managed to defend. This time he can't. Indra Peschel down the inside takes position 1. The Italian back to second in the Formula K kart, and that's Davide Bottaro. So the Italian drivers in second and third. Dean Hugendorn from second place. Now back to P5, side by side with Alfie Slater, who has to get out of the throttle at risk of going straight. The English driver loses time. Alfie Slater, younger brother of Freddie Slater, who will start on the outside of the front row of the grid for the junior final later this afternoon. There's the energy cart now back into P5. Costoya now starts to work his way up through the field after not the best start in the 5.27 Paralyn. This is just lap 3 of the 10-lap final. The field looked good here this afternoon. A clean start, 34 starters and 34 still in the race. Slater down the inside and goes position 4. Dean Hugendorn just in the background, losing time, can't find the momentum. He's in P5 as Olivieri goes down the inside to take back position 1. Olivieri second in the series. We're trying to watch the virtual championship. It updates as the drivers cross the line. At the moment, there is just 6 points between Indra Peschel, 192, and Olivieri in 186. In the early stages of the mini-final, the second round of the WSK Euro Series, has Peschel from the Czech Republic swarms all over the back of the Italian. Bottaro, Slater, that's Costoya. Head of Martinez, Hugendorn's going backwards. Head of Ivan Inkov and Dries van Langendorp, he's going forwards. The Belgian now up into P9, and he's just hit the fastest lap of the race in the 5:09 Birilat. There's Dries going through, trying to catch the leaders, a 54.966. He's the only driver under the 55-second bracket at the moment as Davide Bottaro goes down the inside, takes Indra Peschel, who looks over his left shoulder to see the energy cart of Alfie Slater. Here comes the Brit. Alfie one step off the podium, leaves Kostoya behind somewhat. He'll make that gap up in the space of a few corners if they fight, which they will be assured. Slater almost runs off the road. Dean Hugendorn does, as does Vladimir Ivaninkov, who follows him through in sympathy virtually. Olivieri works the steering wheel of the Formula K Junior Team Kart, run by Yuri Serafini. His boy in position one, Yuri on the side of the circuit, watching from pit lane with no fingernails left. Took that amazing victory at Sarno in the Supermaster Series by just 0.0 The Formula K leads the Paralins, plural, the energy of Slater in position 4, then Kostoya in P5. They come under the bridge, half race distance, 5 times 1.3 kilometres to race. That's what, 6.5 kilometres approximately. Olivieri in position 1. There's Ivaninkov in the background, with Hugendorn right behind him, as is Jacopo Martinez. Orwella, Dries van Langendonk drops back to P10. The front 5 trying to pull away. Kostoya trying to stay with Slater. Olivieri takes the wide line. He knows Bottaro will not attack yet, but certainly before the race is out, before this lap is out, he may well do so. Not this time. Bottaro gets a tighter line down through the chicane as Olivieri runs that a little bit wide, watching Indra Peschel in third place for Team Baby Race. Slater P4. They go down the straight. We're looking at the timing screen. 103, 102, 104 k's an hour. And that's damn quick when you're just 10 years of age. Slater now makes it a fight of 4 as Kostoya loses time. Straight lines the ripple strip. Olivieri, how does he defend when he takes the traditional wide line? Just prays they won't attack. It will come though. And Kostoya, from losing time in position 5, is now back in the fight for the lead as Slater goes down the inside. Alfie goes position 3. The energy behind the Paralin. It's still the FK kart in P1. Kostoya, from losing pace with the leaders, now goes by Indra Peschel. It's all going wrong for the fastest qualifier. Indra Peschel second in the series. Loses valuable points for the championship as well. Leaving aside the race win here this afternoon, Indra Peschel needs every possible position to take out the WSK Euro Series, which of course in 2020 was won by René Lammers. Peschel back in P5, behind him Matheus Orwella, Jacopo Martinez, Hugendorn, David Cosmo Christopher, Shinmarken, Enzo Tavanishko. Enzo was third place coming into the series. He's dropped back to 5th in the virtual championship. 2 laps to go at the end of this one. So now we'll race for the checkered flag. The penultimate lap coming up. Down through the chicane goes Olivieri. Uses every piece of the racetrack and then some. Down under the bridge through turn 1. He's only 97 k's an hour, as opposed to Bottaro, who was hitting the 100 mark, and you can see Davide closes in on the back of the Formula K kart. There's Slater in the background. He was 101 kilometers an hour down the straight. Nothing in it, but it's a long way in a 60 mini race. It's a big speed differential of a few percent when you've only got 10 or 11 horsepower. The Italians still run 1-2. As Slater closes in on the back of Davide Bottaro for AV Racing. Olivieri runs off the road ever so slightly. Kostoya down the inside. Alfie did not need that. From lining up an attack on the two Italian leaders, Slater is off the podium. Now this is the last lap of the race. Now Emanuele goes defensive, turns right, looks left. Bottaro tries the outside line, side by side. Down into turn two, it's still the Bottle Green Machine in position one. Slater on the back of Costoya at the moment, fighting to get back on the podium with Indra Peschel behind him. Down the inside, Bottaro finally makes the move into position one. It's a six-kart fight for the lead as the Russian Vladimir Ivanenkov gets involved in as well. Olivieri takes position one. This will end in tears if they're not careful. Down the inside, Costoya. Olivieri, watch him white line it. The Spaniard almost runs into the back of him. The final opportunity, he'll put it right in the middle of the chicane. Costoya will try and get the run. The checkered flag is about to wave. Another spectacular victory for Emanuele Olivieri. He wins it from Costoya. Would you believe Vladimir Ivanenkov started the final lap in sixth place. The Russian comes home in position three. Another nail-biter, 0.08 of a second between Olivieri and Costoya. Peschel misses the podium by one, Slater by two. Olivieri takes the victory, and with that, the championship lead into the final at Sarno in 2 weeks' time. What a race here at ADRIA. We'll take a look at the results for you. Firstly, the highlights of the mini final. Olivieri, let's remember he did start from pole position with Costoya starting out of grid 2. That's exactly how they finished at the end of a frantic 10 laps. Dean Hugendorn unfortunately would fade to finish in 10th, just ahead of Enzo Tarvanishkel after attacking for the lead early on. Indra Peschel still second in the series by 14 points from Olivieri after finishing in P4 ahead of Alfie Slater at the end of this sensational mini final. Into the last lap, it was predictably changing every corner virtually. Slater down the inside, slid into position three. He was trying to line up an attack on the leaders. Costoya went by the Brit, Alfie ran off the road, and Slater would come home in position 5 on the last lap. This is it. Bottaro, Olivieri side by side, multiple times they changed. Emanuele Olivieri, he likes to do it by 0.0. That's exactly how he won at Sarno in the Supermaster Series. The Italian, Emanuele Olivieri, has taken the victory in round 2 of the WSK Euro Series here at ADRIA. Olivieri with the win from Costoya. Fabulous drive from the Russian Vladimir Ivanenkov. Home in P3 from Peschel, Slater, Bottaro, 6th. Head of Orwella, Martinez, David Cosmo Christopher. And the Dutch Dean Hugendorn driver, or the Dutch driver Dean Hugendorn, forgive me for that, finishes in P10 ahead of Enzo and Griffin. The podium, it will be the national anthem of the home nation, Italia, that we'll hear at ADRIA. Stay with us, you're watching us live on WSK.IT, the podium presentation for 60 Mini in just a moment. We are about to get underway with the podium presentation for the 60 Mini final as the drivers make their way up to the podium, and then the Vega cap will go on these drivers' head to shield them from the beautiful sunshine we've got here at ADRIA. It's world-class circuit built in 2014, part of the motorsport complex, which includes the recently renovated car racing circuit, which we just told you about. in our introduction here. The drivers coming up to the podium. Another fabulous final in 60 Mini. Vladimir Ivaninkov, Christian Kostoye and Emanuele Olivieri. So the drivers are up here on the podium. We're about to get underway with the presentation for a Super 60 Mini final. The podium presentation for the 60 Mini final, round 2 of the WSK Euro Series. An amazing last lap, and he's done it for Team Drago course. For Mother Russia in third place, Vladimir Ivaninkov. Second place for Paralin Motorsport from Spain, Christian Kostoye. Another nail-biting finish for our Italian Victor for the Formula K Junior team. Winner of round 2 of the WSK Euro Series, Emanuele Olivieri. The national anthem of Italia. The 60 Mini final, the podium. Third place, Vladimir Ivaninkov from Russia. Second, Christian Kostoye from Spain. Emanuele Olivieri takes another WSK victory here at ADRIA. Stay with us on WSK.it, the KZ2 final. MK to start from pole position.